Let's jump up to New South Wales now and the Port Stephens area just north of Newcastle, where they're also facing a planned offshore wind project. We're joined by the local game fish president, Troy Radford. Thanks for speaking to us again, Troy. You must have seen what's happened to this offshore wind zone off the Victorian and South Australian coast, seen it cut by 80%, and it must give you a bit of heart about trying to block what's going off, what's going to go in your area.
Yeah, Chris, we see it as a small victory for the guys down in the Southern Ocean, but at the same time, it's a kick in the guts for the people of Port Stephens and the Mile Coast. It looks like Mr Bowen has finally adopted the 9-point recommendation that was handed down by the Australian Energy Infrastructure Commissioner back in February, but the people of Port Stephens and the Mile Coast would like this same process. We need Mr Bowen to reopen the consultation process for the Hunter offshore wind farm zone so that we can get this right.
Yeah, he mentioned in his press conference in Warrnambool yesterday, we haven't seen that on tape, but I've seen a transcript, and he mentions that they considered the impact of the wind turbines on marine life, including marine mammals such as whales. Now, there are, of course, apart from the game fishing in your areas, it's a whale migratory path and there's whale tourism in your area. He's essentially conceded that these are issues that need to be addressed, and they haven't been addressed by putting this offshore zone right off Port Stephens in that Nelson Bay area.
Exactly right. We have over 40,000 migrating whales a year that travel up and around the Port Stephens area, that travel north. So that's a huge lot of whales. These whales will be impacted. A lot of people are saying, including Boeing, that they weren't going to be impacted. Whether the offshore wind farms actually hamper the whales and affect them, what will affect them also is the shipping. We've got over 4,500 shipping movements coming out of the Port of Newcastle a year. Now, all these shipping movements are going to be condensed into a smaller area where 40,000 whales migrate every year.
Yeah, your zone has already been curtailed to some degree, right? It doesn't go as far south. Are you pleased about that, or is a complete blocking of this zone the only outcome that's satisfactory?
Well, we need to do more consultation. We need to do more studies. It's 1,800 square kilometres. This area runs for over 100 kilometres in length. It impacts on all the game fishing. It sits over a world-renowned area called the car park. People from all over the world come to fish this area. Over the 20-year period of game fishing out of Port Stephens, we've nearly tagged 20,000 fish for research in this area. This whole area is at risk. If this goes ahead, it's no more.
It just seems bizarre. We'll keep on it. Thanks for joining us, Troy. I appreciate it. Troy Radford there from the beautiful area of Port Stephens up there north of Newcastle. It just seems insane